Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Nomi Sampson, and here is a stretch class. We'll stretch everything out today, and thank you for joining me, and we'll just get started. So you can start in an easy seated position with your legs either crossed or straight out in front of you, and just make sure you have a mat. You can use a tie, a rope, for a strap. If you have blocks at home, those are great too to support you, and make sure that you have your water to stay hydrated. So we'll just start sitting up nice and tall, taking your left hand onto your right knee, right hand behind the back. Nice gentle twist and hold. On your inhale breath, think about lengthen through the top of the head. Exhale, twist that little bit more. Inhale breath, your arms come up and forward. And exhale, other side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale breath, your arms come up and forward, and exhale, forward fold. Three more breaths here. And on your last breath, you're going to ever so slowly roll up until your shoulders roll back and your head rests on top. If your legs are crossed, you can uncross them, cross them the other way. Simply taking your hands at your sides. We're going to inhale breath, your right arm comes up, and exhale, reach. You can release your neck by looking down and hold. Inhale, breath, float up, and exhale, other side. Inhale, breath up, and exhale, that arm comes down. Inhale, both arms come up, and exhale, forward fold and hold. Three more breaths here. Inhale, breath, ever so slowly roll up until your shoulders roll back and your head rests on top. We'll start in a wide leg seated forward fold. So just legs come out. Option number one, hands behind your back, fixing the flesh underneath of your sit bones, flex your toes, and you can choose to stay here. If it's available to you, forward fold, reaching towards your ankles. You can walk your hands forward. At home, if you have blocks, you can stack blocks and put your forearms on it. And we don't want to round, just think about opening up the heart and leading with a flat back. And just your gentle little reminder here to never force a stretch, always listen to your body. If a stretch or a pose is not available to you, come out of it and come into something else. If I hold a stretch too long, you're more than welcome to come out of it and come into something else. If a stretch is working for whatever is going on for you, please just come out of it. Please stay in it longer. 5 more breaths here. And on your last breath, just ever so slowly roll up until your shoulders roll back and your head rests on top. You can take your hands behind your knees and bring them up, taking the bottoms of your feet together. Again, option number 1, hands behind your back, sit up nice and tall. You can press your knees down. You can grab onto your feet or your ankles sitting up nice and tall, or again, lead with a flat back and forward fold and hold. Of course, your eyes can be softly closed or open. Just focusing on your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Five more deep breaths here. Beautiful. On your last breath, slowly roll up and just extend your left leg out. If it's available to you, right foot stays on the inside and you can choose to stay here. If it's available to you, the leg can come onto the outside. And again, you can choose to stay here. If it's available to you, the left leg bends, sitting up nice and tall. So it's the right leg, the right hand comes behind you. It's the opposite arm. The left arm comes over the right. You can have a straight arm, stop sign, or fold it in. Again, always think of that breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist that little bit more. Three more breaths. Gently release and we'll switch sides. So this time it's the right leg extended out, left foot on the inside or the outside. Just always match whatever you did on the other side on this side. Again, just think that inhale, lengthen right through the top of the head. Exhale, twist that little bit more. Three more breaths here. Gently release. Unbind your legs, take them straight out. This is maybe where you need your strap or a block at home. We're gonna inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe your hands just reach your shins, your ankles, your toes. This is where you can use a strap at the bottom of your feet. And again, we don't want to round. Open up that heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink. If you have a block, you can take it at the bottom of your feet and hold on. Three more breaths here. And then ever so slowly, you're going to roll up until your shoulders roll back and your head rests on top. We'll come onto all fours now. And please have a drink whenever you need one. So just making sure that your wrists are directly underneath of your shoulders, knees are directly underneath of your hips. We'll start with cat-cow. Exhale, tuck the tail under, draw the belly up, chin comes to chest, rounding through the spine. Inhale, flip, the tail comes up, belly comes down, and look up. Keep going at your own pace with your own breath, trying to get deeper into each pose with each breath. Maybe holding for that pause or two at the end of each breath. Slowly come to a neutral spine. Walk your hands out at least a foot. Bum can stay up in the air, coming into puppy pose. Lead with your head and your heart. Maybe your palms flip up. Slowly come back up onto all fours. Beautiful. So we'll curl your toes under, bum comes up into down dog. We're going to start by walking the dog, pressing one heel back, bending one knee in. You can twist, you can go slow, you can go fast, whatever feels good here. And then we'll press both heels towards the mat. Bum that extra little inch towards the ceiling, belly towards your thighs, shoulders away from your ears, and hold. Roll back onto the toes and come onto all fours. Beautiful. Take your hands onto the right side of the mat. You're going to step your left foot forward past your hands. Walk your hands on the inside. Just making sure that you're not directly on the knee. You can curl your toes under of your back right foot and then replace it. If you're really flexible, you can come down onto your forearms or forearms onto a block. Maybe you come onto your right forearm and put your left hand onto that left knee. just that reminder, never to force a pose. If it doesn't work for you, please come out of it and come into something else. Curl your toes under in the back. And then just take your left foot back, walk your hands to the left side, take your right foot past, walk your hands on the inside, and just allow those hips to sink forward and hold. And again, just match whatever you did on the other side. If you came down onto your forearms or one forearm. Just 3 more breaths here. You can step that right leg back and come into a child pose. So knees together or apart. Bum can stay up in the air towards your heels, arms extended out, palms facing up or down, or at your sides, and hold. Ever so slowly come up out of this. We are going to finish off the class onto our back, so just make sure that you have your straps, your blocks handy, maybe have a quick drink if you'd like one. Beautiful, and then grab onto your strap. We're going to start by taking it onto the right foot and coming into a hamstring stretch. Making sure that your left leg is extended straight down. We'll start by flexing the toe towards you. You don't want to hyperextend the knee, and we don't want a big bend, just a tiny little micro bend. You can hold the strap halfway up. Instead of pulling and forcing, you can just let the arms be heavy and let the weight of the arms gently lengthen. Point the toe. Slowly bring your left leg next to the right leg into your strap. Extend the right leg straight down the mat and slowly flex your toe towards you and hold and breathe. Point the toe. Softly just bend that leg, place your strap to the side, and hug both knees in. So you can grab onto your hands or your elbows, you can rock side to side, you can circle in one direction or the other, or simply just hold. If you're doing the holding variation, the chin comes to chest and you try to press your tailbone down at the same time as hugging them in. Extend your left leg straight out, hugging the right knee in. Circle in one direction. Simply change direction. And then pull it in nice and deep, either more towards the chest or the armpit, and hold and breathe. Switch sides. Hug that knee in and then circle in one direction. Change direction. And then hug it in, again, either towards the chest or more towards the armpit, and hold. Gently release, taking your feet onto the mat, bent legs. You're going to cross your right foot just above the left knee. Option number one, right hand just presses the right knee away. If it's available to you, maybe you lift the left foot up. If it's available to you, you can lace your hands through the left thigh or the shin. Some people like the straight leg, or you can put a strap onto that left foot. 5 more breaths here. On your last breath, you're just going to switch sides and do the same thing onto the other side. Gently release. Take your feet as wide as the mat and just windshield wipe your legs. So letting them fall from one side to the other, rolling right onto the bottoms of your feet. Just letting your legs fall to the right. You can choose to stay here, maybe picking up the right foot and placing it on the outside part of the left knee and thigh. Arms can be in cactus arms or a letter T. Your gaze can be straight up or the opposite direction. Eyes can be softly closed or open. And just focusing on that breath, breathing in and out through the nose, letting that belly rise and fall. Gently release the right foot as wide as the mat, letting your legs fall towards the other side. You can choose to stay here or pick up the left foot and relax and breathe. Gently release, coming into happy baby. Option number 1, you can use your straps to modify around the feet and holding it in both ends. If not, the knees come onto the outsides of the chest towards the floor, arms on the inside, grabbing onto your shins, your ankles, or the outside of your feet. Some people like to rock side to side a couple times. Maybe you just try to press your tailbone down, getting into those hips. 5 more breaths here. On your last breath, gently release. Take the bottoms of your feet together, butterflying your legs. Arms can be at your sides, cactus arms on your belly. Great opportunity to practice deeper breathing here. We tend to breathe quite shallow into your chest. So just on your inhales, expand, fill the belly, the ribs, and then exhale, soften and empty. Slowly bring your knees together and come into legs up the wall pose. So at home, if you have a block, you can put a small block underneath the small of your back. If it ever becomes too much, you can simply just bend your legs and bring them back up. Just a soft bend, neutral feet. If you'd like, you can flex your toes, straighten your legs, and let them fall open, coming into the inside of your legs. You can pelvic tilt a little, finding that spot some movement, or rock side to side, back and forth, and just hold. Again, if it becomes too much, you just bring your legs together, let the feet fall to your bum, and then do it again. Just 8 more breaths here. When you're done, just ever so slowly come out of it. You can extend your fingers up over your head, away from your toes. And then rolling over onto your left side, using your left arm as a pillow. You're going to grab onto your right foot with your right hand, keeping your knee in line with your hip, in line with your shoulder. And don't forget to tuck your tail under. Nice lengthening in the front of that leg. Gently release. Roll over onto your backs, roll over onto the other side, using your right arm as a pillow, grabbing onto your left foot with your left hand, and just tuck the tail under and hold. Gently release. We're going to roll over onto your tummies, coming into an upward dog, cobra, or sphinx. Gentle and basic, shoulders directly over your elbows, and just gently press your ears away from your shoulders. Never force a back bend, always listen to your body. Five more breaths here. Gently release. We'll roll over onto your backs. Coming into Savasana, corpse pose, extending your legs down the mat, letting your feet fall to the sides, arms at your sides, palms facing up, and your eyes softly closed. Just simply melt, sink, feeling heavy, and completely relax into the floor. Relaxing your face, relaxing your jaw, letting your teeth part slightly and your tongue fall back. Just learning to stay present and calm and clear the mind, letting your thoughts come and go. Just really taking this time for you, focusing on your breath, breathing in and out through the nose, letting that belly rise and fall. Slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe shaking your head nice and slow from one side to the other. Reaching your hands up over your head, stretching your fingers away from your toes. Placing your feet onto the mat. You can hug your knees in. Again, circle, rock, or squeeze. Whenever you're ready, you can simply press yourselves up into an easy seated, comfortable position for a couple of breaths with your hands at heart. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a lovely rest of your day. It's so nice and sunny.
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful.